This is the IT in the D, only on rawradiox.com.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women. That is good.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
The wave of murder which is sweeping the eastern third of the nation is being committed by creatures who feast upon the flesh of their victims. Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments.
Clytus, I'm bored. What plaything can you offer me today?
Hello, I'm Dr. Sheldon Cooper. Welcome to Sheldon Cooper Presents Fun with Flags.
Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House? Sure. Come on in.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
I was banging on the wang.
Woo! I may have to wipe the geek off.
Woo! You're in your underwear? I'm in my underwear. Hey, let's hang out.
Woo! Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
The Shogun of Harlem.
You're so white right now.
Woo!
Shut up. Stop talking.
How are we not sponsored by PBR and Slim Jim yet? Damn it.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
I used to hang out at the Magumba Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come. Shut up.
Yeah, I can't take that position.
Woo!
I don't know who brought that bell in, but Bob's got a new toy.
Woo! Guess Captain Soundboard doesn't know how to run the soundboard.
Are we at a break yet?
Woo!
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
Welcome.
We're live
to the IT and the D show.
The Halloween
presented
edition.
by DetroitNet.org here in Raw Radio Studios in the Russell Industrial Center in beautiful Detroit, Michigan. This is episode 17. I saw her standing there.
Yeah. Or she's only
17.
Yeah, she's only, right.
We're still trying to figure out. We have like 4 names for every show. This one's, she's only 17. So, getting up here, there's no parking in the Russell because why is there no parking?
Allegedly, there's someone filming a video, but it is what it is.
Oh, with 2 initials as one name, M and M, is making a video here. So, yeah, we...
So says the security guard downstairs.
We are lucky
we're not really
that...
sure if that's a story or not.
Yeah, exactly. Why can't we park here? M&M's here. It's cool. You know, Bruce Springsteen, limo out front.
nice reference.
So we got tons of stuff we need to talk about. We got Halloween coming up. Me and Dave are still cloudy because we tailgated yesterday at the Lions game.
And what happened, Bob?
We left with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go. To my defense,
you and half the stadium apparently.
To my defense, Tulio's next to me, and we're just bitching the whole last drive when
and half the stadium.
Stafford threw that awful pass on 4th and 12. And we're like, you know what? And we're the last row, we're the end of the row, and we're like, let's just get the hell out of here. And then as we're
there's beer back at the car, life's good. Let's not deal with this nonsense anymore.
Yeah.
We're out.
So we're in the cab. I'm in the front seat, and you can hear people start beeping their horns. They get the radio blaring. I'm like, I think they're driving.
Oh yeah, there's like high fives and rioting and taking place in the street, which could be good, could be bad in downtown Detroit. But
so you guys looked at each other and went, "Aw,
are you? Yeah, no, turn around."
We smacked the cab driver in the back of the head and said, "Turn on 97.1, quick!"
So then we're celebrating in the parking lot, and from what became like the walk of shame back to our car, now we're heckling the Cowboy fans walking back. It turned into you want
to start a riot?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, Bob instantly became that guy. It was hilarious.
Yeah, you're still wearing the Snuggly?
No, I didn't. Yeah. I was so angry I did not want to wear the Snuggie. I wore a Snuggie, Honolulu blue Snuggie the whole game. It's kind of like beginning to. It's a bad habit I got into.
Oh yeah, and it instantly went from the walk of shame into the cab to taunting anybody in a Cowboys jersey that was walking by.
They were chanting no, hey, goodbye, like in the stadium. Like there was probably maybe 8,000-10,000 Cowboy fans there.
Yeah,
which always drives me nuts. It's like,
so where are they busting them in from?
Dallas.
That's a long bus ride.
No, absolutely. It's like, nice flight home there, buddy.
Yeah.
No, we have our annual, like I was telling Dave, Dave enabled me to run a Lions message forum for like the last 12 years. We've been friends with like the smart ass guys.
This is before social media, before Facebook.
Everything. So like we, once a year we pick a game, and like guys flew in from St. Louis, drove in from North Carolina, came in from Dallas, So yeah, we had a good old time.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a great time, and it's one of those things where it's kind of become the tradition where even I, who could really seriously care less about football, I go to.
One of the people who are like, let's get out of here with 2 minutes left.
Like he wanted to leave with 6 minutes left in the fourth, so that's his thing.
I wanted to leave in the first quarter. I was done.
You didn't even want to be at the game.
I didn't.
You wanted to stay at Eastern Market.
Exactly. Just leave. I'll guard the beer.
You know how bad he doesn't like football. He was going to get.
He's wearing a hockey jersey right now.
He was wearing He was wearing the wrestling hockey jersey and going to have a smoke on the other end of the Ford Field.
Nice.
And talking wrestling with people. That's how much he dislikes football.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking wrestling. That's how. Yeah, with some random guy that was in town from Canada because I was wearing my XICW jersey.
Of course you were.
And, of course. And he was like, hey, he's like, I really want to ask you about. He's like, what's the deal with that jersey? I see wrestling. It's an interesting conversation. We got to talking about downtown Detroit and all the cool stuff going on. And
right.
So yeah, the 20-minute smoke break later, I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's football. I'll be back in time for halftime.
But the running gag is I forget something every year. I'm the guy that packs everything up. Packs the tables, packs the grill, makes the chili, brings the whatever.
Yeah, so last year he forgot the chili.
Last year I forgot the chili. I forgot the chili on the stove.
On the stove. Burnt.
While it's cooking.
And I brought the
Your
grill.
house must have smelled great.
Oh, it was amazing. And I forgot the propane last year. So I brought the grill out. No propane. I'm like, so I had to like beg the neighbors, can I cook my bratwurst on your grill?
Because we were destroying him, and literally he walked over with the hangdog, head slump, tail between his legs. And I'm not going to cook anything for my friends, but can I just cook my stuff? Because screw those guys.
So this year I made like 6 lists. I did not want to get heckled.
Oh yeah, and tagged me on Facebook with one of the lists because he's like, yeah, okay, list number 4 to remember. Click, yeah.
Yep.
Then I forgot one thing, which was the spatula and the griddle, which is cook the bratwurst on,
brat.
which is 2 things.
Yeah, 2 things.
But you didn't forget your Snuggie.
No, but so that the brats were burnt on the outside, frozen in the middle, which were amazing. They loved them.
Yeah, they were bratsicle.
They were awful. Yeah, no, the first 2 that pulled off were just god awful. They're like, no, guys were.
Yeah, how can this be burnt and frozen? How does that work?
The underneath discovered a new element.
You couldn't do that again if you tried.
No. They look like hockey pucks too. Then when you complain about them not being cooked enough, I will burn the living hell out of them. So now I'm like, you complain about my cooking, I make them worse.
All right, so just to handle some business before we get too deep, and I really should just add this into the intro at this point.
Really, yeah. So I'm queued up, ready to go.
Right, exactly. So the phone number is 313-462-0107.
No one's going to call.
And you can hit us on Twitter at IT&the.
No one's going to add us.
No, we got a tweet. We got a tweet today.
We already did.
We've actually had several.
Yeah,
from Mishapreneur.
Mishapreneur.
That's even funnier.
We love Mishapreneur.
Well, yeah. And Facebook is facebook.com/IT&the.
No one's going to like us.
Speaking of Mishapreneur, Jeremiah meets us up from Hell Yeah, Detroit, right?
Right.
He meets us up at the tailgate and he goes, "You do realize everyone calls them Mishapreneur now?" I said, "Are you kidding me?" He goes, "Yeah." After the show, he goes, "It's become like a running gag."
That's one small victory for us.
He's like, dude, every time I send her an email or like a Facebook message, he's like, I just type Mishapreneur and then just hammer on the R and let it sit there for 3 pages.
We have rewritten your alma mater. Thank you.
So Amanda hates us right now.
Well, no, I'm like honestly, I said Amanda should just embrace it and and register,
change it.
No,
the URL.
and register Mishapreneur with like 9Rs.com and have that be like the reviewing all the new bars and breweries and that kind of stuff that's opening.
They'd be a hit on Pirate Day.
Because Nelly was Nelly the mentor.
Who?
Nelly.
Get it right, her.
That one joke that just kind of flies over everyone's
So,
head,
ladies and gentlemen, Billy from Social Coop Media's in the house. How we doing?
Yeah, thanks for the call.
Typically they get on me, so thank God you started the mess. So we got a ton of crap to talk about today.
Oh my God, we had so.
Can we talk about LinkedIn, please?
Oh,
LinkedIn,
absolutely.
please.
Let's talk about LinkedIn. But first, I really think that we should talk about Adobe for a moment, because it links into the. Speaking of LinkedIn, it links into the conversation that we were talking about last week with Adobe. So you'll recall, Adobe got hacked, and all the user details got released, and Jeff was one of those people that got that email on day one,
right?
And so Jeff just got his physical letter in the mail today, notifying him of it. And what did it say to Jeff?
Well, we were joking. Was it last week?
Last
week about Experian. So I'm getting this official letter from Adobe, and I'm reading it. And the third paragraph in,
what happened to Experian though? For if anyone didn't,
yeah, anyone who didn't listen last week. So Experian basically
one of the three credit bureaus.
Yeah, one of the three major credit bureaus sold 500,000.
They were duped, right, by a hacking group.
I don't even know that it was duped. I'm going with it was bad process control, because you
had a sales guy take a PO and run.
Right.
That's really what it boils down to.
Website.
Is Experian hurting that much for money?
I made
come
quota.
On.
Oh shit!
I made the front page.
Right.
So I get this letter from Adobe. This is like a couple weeks after the email saying, mea culpa. We got hacked. Our hack. Check your credit card. So I get this physical letter in the mail from Adobe. It's essentially the same content from the email, with the addition of this paragraph talking about, we're really sorry. This is totally our fault. As a gesture of good faith, we're going to give you one free subscription to Experian credit monitoring service.
Yeah,
I'm reading it. I had to read it twice because I thought it was a joke.
Right. So to finish that off. So yeah, I mean, Experian. Last week we were talking about it. Sold 500,000 identities, names, addresses, SSNs, the whole 9 yards.
I'm like, this is a topic for
to a website out of Singapore that's notorious for identity theft.
You know what that reminds me of? When I
So Adobe's telling me to check my credit service.
And the laughable part is just last week when the whole Experian story broke, we were joking. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure it has nothing to do with the credit monitoring services that Experian wants you to buy from them.
You know what that reminds me of is when I went to Vegas and I bought that can of Alestra Pringles and it made bad things happen. And then I wrote a letter talking about those things. And
then you called me from the bathroom to ask me about the products that you sell.
The Alestra.
I don't ever want you to call me from the bathroom.
No, I did. I had to call Dave. But so I write a letter to Pringles and I was very descriptive.
No, it was actually to help him on his sales call. He's like, I just have a minute.
Stop talking.
I just have a minute. And he rattles off this question. I'm like, dude, are you all right? He's like, I got to go. Alestra Pringles. Click. And I'm like.
So I wrote a letter to Pringles, and I made it one of those funny letters.
This is like a scene from summer school.
Oh, absolutely. And then what do I get? Like 2 weeks later,
it was more like the scene from Dumb and Dumber.
Absolutely. And then I get a letter from Pringles 2 weeks later. It's for a coupon for a can of Pringles, and I'm like, that's amazing. That's what I want right now.
It was one of the small cans.
I'm still sucking my thumb for the experience I had from your product.
So then
Go ahead.
So the segue into LinkedIn. So we've got a couple of blogs out there on the site about various reasons that LinkedIn
they are
sucks.
digging themselves into their own grave. They do not want.
It's unbelievable how bad they're becoming.
The fact that I shot it out the other day, they have a $27 billion market cap, right
which
now.
just makes us
for
cry.
doing what?
Apparently, we're doing it wrong.
Something.
We say that daily.
You know what I forgot too? I said
that's our new tagline. We're doing it wrong.
Right.
Why did they get rid of their event plugin? Because isn't that the point of LinkedIn, to connect with people?
I thought that was honestly. Yeah, I remember.
We used a ton of.
That was the first reason why LinkedIn sucked. Was when they got,
well,
when
we
they
were
got
just
rid of
talking
that.
about this pre-show. They should have bought Meetup. That would have been the perfect combination.
Great tie-in. So they introduced. So I found that they introduced Intro to the World today. Was it today or this week?
No, it was last week.
So
people were making fun of it like within hours of it being introduced.
So for I was gonna say, what is it now that you download a native client?
It's the app.
You download an app. It's for iOS. It's for Android, and it essentially redirects all incoming and outgoing email from your mobile device through LinkedIn servers.
So it's like Secure 24 for LinkedIn for your.
Yeah, and then all your email belong to LinkedIn, which is just awesome. That's
And I don't understand why anyone would knowingly download an app that would release all the APIs from your phone.
Knowingly is the keyword there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's all the people that don't know any better. It's LinkedIn wants to enhance my experience, whatever. It's good.
I don't understand what it's enhancing. It's like, all right, so I'm connected with you. I'm connected with